And also, Banks said he wouldn't have done the song if he was in those shoes. He said, I wouldn't have did the song. He said, I don't agree on that. But he said, Gucci's still my brother, but I don't agree on those actions.
Yeah.
Right? But Bri, with you hearing all this, man, even with the 6ix9ine situation now, you know, I guess Bank is finna ready to interview 6ix9ine. They say 6ix9ine does big numbers when he does interviews. So maybe, you know, of course, that'll be benefit to Big Bank's platform and things of that nature. But he also get to have the hard conversation.
Yeah.
Right? Because Big Bank does have a hard conversation. He asks the hard questions. I will give him that. Yeah. I like Big Bank interviews. I listen to some of them. I like him. He really challenged people. So what are some of your thoughts, though, Bri, on hearing some of this, man?
Yeah, I think with Big Bank, you know, the podcast.
Right.
Like I haven't seen the one that I ain't like, because he always, he like you say, he come with it.
Exactly.
You know, he gonna ask that question.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that comes from his status. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know, you ain't, hey man, if you don't like what I say, what you gonna do about it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gonna answer the question that you ain't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what it is.
Yeah.
And if you lie to me, you know I'm gonna know you're lying.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna call that shit out some more.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Then what I might see him when he instigates some shit, they're like, hey, you know he said this, what you gotta say about it? You feel me?
Yeah.
It remind me of, hey, this what it is.
Yeah.
But you did say that.
Yeah.
And you did say that. Now y'all figure it out.
Yeah.
However it might look.
Yeah.
So on that note, I would say who better to interview 6ix9ine than somebody like Big Bank. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you know he can, you know, because everybody who come, they know what's up.
Right.
You know what I mean? So then what he's done with duct tape, you know what I mean? Who we had? Because we had Grand Hustle, duct tape, you know what I mean? Luda, them label, Outkast, you know. So we had some solid groups that came out of this city.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And duct tape was one of them.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like you say, Trouble, Alley Boy, him.
Yep.
Then I don't know if that's his son or not, but little buddy, he go hard too. So it's like, hey, I still like duct tape. You know what I mean? Of course, it's new. Yeah, I think not new, but newer music than what we was, you know, back then. But I like what he got going on. I think that works. Now, as far as I know, we said the snitching.
Right.
That's family. You know what I mean? And I think that's what you gonna do. You know what I mean? And then at the same time, these day and age, you don't get on camera and you know what I mean? Hey, this is. Yeah, and when you from the streets, so to speak, you definitely move a different way.
Right.
So you're not gonna say what don't need to be said on the camera against your buddy. You know what I mean? Yeah. You pull your buddy to the side, you feel me? Lay in them, let them know, hey, this was up. You know what I mean? But I don't know, but I don't know what you gotta do, but you know that went right.
Yeah.
But when that camera on, hey, I ain't even got nothing to say about it. You leave it there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you really rock with that person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some things, everything ain't got to be put out there for for people to make false assumptions. You know what I mean? And make your character based off of, something like that. So to that, shout out, salute for that. You know, that's I can't see what better could be said than that. What else we had in regards to college, we have had a nice little run of, allegations of a lot of artists from the city doing different things.
Right.
Yeah, hey, you feel me?
Yeah.
I guess at our age now, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I consider myself a square. Straight up. You know what I mean? I do square business. Hey, everybody, it works out great. I have nothing illegal. Why? You know what I mean? Yeah. I figured out how to do it all my way, the right way, if you want to call it. You know what I mean? So to that street versus square, I do say that's what I would say to square because of how I move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it's too much going on, but I'm leaving. You know what I mean? I see something don't look right, I'm gone.
Yeah.
I'm not even finna sit here and watch it unfold. But I see it, I saw it, but they been looking at each other hard for goddamn 30 minutes. So I'm finna pop off.
Yeah.
Let me go on and go. I don't even know him, but they look like it finna go crazy.
Yeah.
So I'd rather go on and slide now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Than even, so that thing, plus growing up, when you grow up a certain way.
Right.
These things, you've been in them and you know how it's gonna turn out.
Yeah.
So, I'd rather not. You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
Going on about my business.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree, bro. I agree. And I think that's what people need to really thoroughly understand a little bit more of even myself, coming from a background I came from as a teenager and, even early 20s, things of that nature. Street business is street business. You know what I mean? Whether you get in your money from the streets, to just engage in the street activity in regards to any sort of violence or whatever the case may be, that's street business. Once you enter the corporate world, you enter real legitimate business, right? You're not out here antagonizing people or coming at people out of the blue with all sorts of types of violence for whatever your mind may be made up for, or whatever the case may be. You're really not really considered what they would consider a street person anymore. You are, Bri call it square, I say civilian. That's what you are.
Yeah, I'm right with that.
Right, at that particular time. Let me tell you this, a civilian does not mean that you are a pushover. That's not what it means. I know civilians that, and Bri is one of them. You ain't just gonna walk up on Bri and just do whatever. It ain't happening, right? Whether it come to hands or whatever it come to, it ain't just happening. I consider myself today as a civilian than I did years ago when I was growing up, right? But I'm the same. It's just not that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It ain't even walking around with this tough guy persona. It's just that all civilians don't mean you soft.
Nah.
It just means you just not on the street type code at that particular time in your life.
Yeah.
And I don't believe people 40-something, 45, 50 plus years old, in my opinion, should still be walking around with this street persona. Hello, this is G Bass, Rise of the 1%, Rise Media. We on this Saturday evening about to get ready to knock out some podcast episodes with some individuals here in the city of Atlanta making some big moves. You can see here, look, this is how it goes down. Here when our guests come and sit down with myself, G Bass, otherwise the 1% of Rise Media, to have that conversation, to share the story, share the journey, share what you got going on. So listen, everybody got a story, everybody got a journey. And then you got some things going on, then you definitely can get with us and see if it'll be a fit to be on the Rise of 1% podcast and actually have that discussion with myself. It's going to be a link to a form you can fill out. You said www.theriseof1%.com/pod form. Again, www.theriseof1%.com/pod form. It's going to be in this video. You can fill that out. And we can see if there'll be a fit for you to come on and have that conversation with myself. If you don't fill out the form, then obviously it's not for you, and that's fine. We're looking for those that's serious. Those that's serious about rising to the top 1% are already in the 1%. That's what we're looking to sit down with myself right here. As you can see, Rise Media. Rise of the 1%. This is how we get down. We have a great time and have a lot of fun doing it. So once again, if you're serious, make sure you fill out the form. We'll look over the form, see if it's a fit. If it's a fit, we'll reach out. If not, we won't reach out. We'll just continue to move forward. But with that said, this is G Bass. See you soon. Have a great one on purpose.